Hello everyone and welcome back to My Opinion. And after probably the best final I've seen in my years watching sport, as you can see behind me, Argentina have won the FIFA World Cup 2022, and a monumentous occasion for them, the third time they've won it in their history. And finally, Lionel Messi getting his hands on the trophy that he's been longing for so long. And it was a deserved win as well. For the second time, we saw them concede two late goals in kind of the first 90 odd minutes. But I think in both times, they've shown that they have responded both times in the extra time phase, and they've kind of and also prospered when it has got to penalties in those games, like we did see today. And I thought that I will get to the intricacies in a bit, but I did think they had a much easier job today than they did against the Netherlands when it got to penalties. And especially for the first hour, there was kind of only one team in it, and that was Argentina. France didn't get anything right for the first hour. And two goals for Argentina in the first half. The penalty converted by Lionel Messi, and then the counter-attacking goal, which was finished off by Angel Di Maria. And I thought that for the first hour, France were almost completely out of it, like I said, until the effort from Kylian Mbappe, which went over the bar around the hour mark. France hadn't had a shot at the goal, let alone kind of on target or off target, and this was their first attempt to even try and score. But after that point, they slowly started to build their way into the game. From the 70th minute onwards, I mean, there were a few kind of half moves here and there, but still nothing much. And they took a long while to get into the game, and they finally did so when it got to around the 80th minute. I thought one of the substitutions in Kolo Muani made quite a big difference. I mean, he wasn't going to be the spearhead, but he did make things happen, especially in that kind of 10 or 20 minute spell. And of course, the one guy in Kylian Mbappe who really was going to be the spearhead to spark a turnaround and eventually achieve it. He did exactly that, and after Muani won the penalty, Mbappe converted from the penalty spot, and then a volley in the next minute past Emi Martinez to make it 2-2. And I wasn't surprised the second goal came after the first. I thought that after that first goal was scored, Argentina had to get a third one. I didn't think they could get away with it by just keeping a one-goal lead. I thought that even if they tried to defend and make sure that third didn't go and that second didn't go and it would be futile. And in the end, it didn't even get to that because the second goal was scored in the next minute. So it was 2-2. And I thought, like I said towards the start of this video, Argentina, even though they did concede two late goals against the Netherlands, and in fact one very late into the game, they still responded on both of the occasions, firstly against the Netherlands and against France today. And I thought they were once again the better side during the extra time phase, and especially in the first half, I thought they were the better side. And it was until the third goal for Argentina that went in where I think France started to go a bit more on the front foot in the extra time phase. I was confused by what they were doing in extra time at first, because I thought when you've got the momentum after the two late goals, surely you'd be looking to go on and kind of win the game outright, even from the earliest stages of extra time. They didn't do that. They were quite passive, I thought, in the first half of extra time, and it took that goal for them to respond, and they did respond after another penalty from Kylian Mbappe. But I thought one thing that was going to be a disadvantage for France, and that was by then, I think they really focused on getting to level terms before the 90 minutes was out. But in doing so, a lot of experienced players like Antoine Griezmann, for example, towards the end, Adrien Rabiot, and even someone like Raphael Varane, Ousmane Dembele, who you'd think would have been integral towards the latter stages of the game. In fact, I was confused that they took him off in the first place. I just thought bringing on Marcus Thuram, it wasn't neither Kolo Muani or Marcus Thuram would fit into the profile that Ousmane Dembele would fit into. I thought him and Mbappe being on the pitch was vital for France to have a chance. And the substitutions were made early. It was a double change. Giroud and Dembele off for Thuram and Muani. It took a long time to work, but gradually Kolo Muani got further into the game. I think maybe Thuram got the assist for the second goal, I'm not sure. And it took a long time for them to get into the game, but eventually they did. But I still thought with France having a lot of experienced players off the field, and well, the oldest player in the penalty shootout apart from the goalkeeper I think was Kingsley Coman, who, yes, he is a Champions League winner and he has been part of the French squad for a while. But in terms of taking penalties in a penalty shootout in a World Cup final, I mean, you thought the only player who would be able to deliver in that occasion was Mbappe. He went first and he scored his penalty, but I thought with the substitutions that they made, it did work for France in open play, but I thought they were going to have to win the game before the shootouts came around, because I didn't think they had a chance in the shootouts, and it did show. You saw the efforts from Kingsley Coman and especially Tchouaméni. And I think in 4 years' time, for some of these players in the next World Cup, maybe even 2 years' time in the Euros, they'll be at the stage where they'll be a bit more experienced and you'd maybe be able to rely on them a bit more. But I think maybe even Mbappe knew. I mean, I'm just assuming this, but he scored his penalty, but he would have known that it would have been difficult to overcome a side that had more of its experienced players on the pitch at that point in time. And yeah, I'm not surprised Argentina won in penalties. I thought the moment the whistle blew at the end of extra time, I thought it was Argentina winning the World Cup, and they did in the end. A monumentous occasion, like I said, and as much as Argentina won it, and credit to them for that, I think it really showed the might of French football, that a game where no one else would have kind of made it the best final that we've ever seen, from that situation where until the 80th minute, France did absolutely nothing. You got experienced players like Antoine Griezmann off the field for the extra time phase. You got Adrien Rabiot off the field for extra time. You effectively got Mbappe and a bunch of players who are very good, but a lot of them are fairly inexperienced at this level. They are more at the great talent phase, for example. You got an Eduardo Camavinga who's only, I think, 3 or 4 days younger than me. And yet he did a great job today, making some vital tackles in the extra time phase. And he's only 20 years old. And in the next World Cup, in 2 or 4, but in the Euros in 2 years, or even in the next World Cup, he will become a better player than he already is, and he already is quite good now. So I think it did show the might of French football, but after losing to Saudi Arabia in their first game, Argentina really have improved in every game, and today they really took the game to France in the first, pretty much all throughout the game. In fact, I thought that if it was a more end-to-end game, I thought that France, with all their experienced players on the field, would edge Argentina. But I thought, especially for the first hour, it wasn't end-to-end. It was effectively one team going for goal and the other team not really knowing what they were doing. And real credit to Argentina. I thought they took the game by the scruff of the neck. They didn't let France kind of get through that phase of adversity and then just do what they do. And in the end, deserved winners of this World Cup. And huge congratulations to them. I'd like to mention that I thought Kingsley Coman was outstanding from the moment he was brought on. I thought he played a big part in making the game, turning in the game into what it eventually was. And I think that, in my view, I would have brought him on a lot earlier than when he was brought on. He would have been one of the 2 changes at around the 40th minute. I thought that he would have been brought on in place of Ousmane Dembele. I thought that neither Kolo Muani or Marcus Thuram were fitting in the same profile like an Ousmane Dembele, like I mentioned in the previous segment of the video. And yeah, that's why I was actually confused that Coman wasn't brought on at that point in time. And from when he was brought on, he did help change the game. So Yeah, I think that maybe if he had more time to be effective, then who knows? France could have got even more momentum or momentum sooner for a longer period of time than they did get. But still, it was a great game nonetheless, and Coman did his part to turn the game around for his side. Before I finish up, I'd like to talk about a few things. So first of all, I really liked the subtlety in choosing the player to get the Young Player Award. In the last World Cup, it was given rightly to Kylian Mbappe, someone who really could kind of was a breakout star in that World Cup with the goals that he scored, the attributes that he showed. And this time, I thought there were a few players that they could have given this award to. I thought Julian Alvarez was a player they could have given it to, but I really liked the choice of Enzo Fernandez. A very subtle choice and someone who hasn't actually had a bad game at all in this World Cup. I mean, after that loss against Saudi Arabia, he got a goal against Mexico, and he's been very good in every game that he's played. I think also a goal against the Netherlands as well. I think he got a goal. So he's got at least one goal in this competition and has been very good in every game that he's played, basically. I think he was the right choice, a very good choice to claim this award. And a toss-up between Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi for the Golden Ball Award. And I thought, firstly, I'll be honest, I would have actually given two awards to Mbappe, the Golden Boot and the Golden Ball Award. But overall, Lionel Messi, if you're kind of looking at how effective they were in every game they played, I thought there were two games for Mbappe against England and Morocco where he didn't have too much of an effect on the game. Whereas Lionel Messi had an effect in most of the games he played, and certainly in every knockout game that he played. So I guess, yeah, considering he won it as well, he scored 2 goals on the day, I kind of understand giving the award to him. But that hat-trick from Mbappe today, I think, the reason why I think it's such a brilliant performance, yes, a hat-trick in a World Cup obviously is a great thing, but I think that, like I said, I think with the substitutions made, with the experience that wasn't on the pitch towards the end, I thought the motive was, of course, to get to at least level terms, because for the first hour or so, France were not in the game whatsoever. And despite the fact that the two substitutions, especially that of Kolo Muani, did change the game progressively, they weren't going to be the answer in terms of getting the goals required. There was only going to be one guy who was going to be the answer, and that was Kylian Mbappe. And especially with the second goal, I thought it was ridiculous. I wasn't surprised, like I said, that it did come. And of course, it came from the guy who's made for the occasion. He scored 12 World Cup goals before he's turned 24. And nothing against Messi. The reason why I wanted France to win is simply because someone winning 2 World Cups before they turn 24, scoring 12 goals, overtaking the likes of Messi and Maradona in the charts, I think is ridiculous. I mean, at this rate, he probably will overtake Miroslav Klose as well, who's on 16 goals at World Cups. And I really wanted him to get that second World Cup before he turns 24, which happens in 2 days. And I think that a present like that for your 24th birthday, 2 days from now, I think would have been the best present that he would have ever had for his birthday. But, it is what it is. And I think, like I said, the might of French football was shown. I think that that hat-trick, it was down to him to provide that the goals that they needed. And from absolutely nothing, a game like this was made. And I think credit to both sides, but especially for how they came back into the game. Credit France, and especially also, once again, like I said, Argentina were the better side in extra time as well, even though those 2 goals were conceded, and they deserve huge credit for that. And the Golden Glove Award rightly went to Emiliano Martinez. I think for 10 years or so he was at Arsenal, and only recently where he won the FA Cup, where in 2020, where kind of the lockdown and everything happened. He then got his move to Aston Villa, and he's now won the Copa America and also the World Cup in a short space of time. It's something he does deserve. He's a quality goalkeeper. I've really enjoyed the confidence, the poise is shown when, for example, when claiming balls in open play, or when he has kind of been in action during penalty shootouts, and yeah, rightly so, he's received the Golden Glove. And yeah, I think that I just kind of wanted to finish up on the awards part that I didn't do in the previous segment of the video. And the Euros in 2 years, I think, in my view, you can book an England versus France final for that. They are the best two sides in Europe by a country mile. I don't know when the next Copa America is, but I'm sure Argentina and still Brazil will be kind of favourites to make the final for that. And yeah, let's see how it goes. But a great day for Argentinian fans and Argentinian players, and a great day for Lionel Messi, who finally gets that trophy that was eluding him. And if he wins the Champions League with PSG after the domestic football resumes, then I think that it'll be his fourth Champions League and his second World Cup in the same season. It will be such kind of a great thing for him. And I really wanted Mbappe to win a second World Cup and then win a Champions League as well, but it is what it is. And I think that, I'm very happy for Lionel Messi that he finally has won the trophy that he was looking for. And that's that, I guess. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Please share this video with your friends. Remember, this is my opinion. What's yours?